Thank you, Tyler, for that update. And folks, you're going to hear a lot, I think, about corn rootworm in the coming years. It's been a big pest in agriculture. It's known as the billion-dollar beetle for the damage it does to corn crop across the country. Now, back in 2003, Bt corn was introduced, and Bt corn was genetically modified to protect the plant against the worst harms of the corn rootworm beetle. Unfortunately now, 21 years later, that pest is beginning to evolve resistance. A recent study from the University of Arizona highlighted some of the traditional knowledge in agriculture and how it can apply to corn rootworm. Crop rotation. That was their answer to a lot of the troubles in Corn Belt states. If we rotate these crops, we can see consistent performance against that pest. And of course, it's not just protecting the seed once it's in the ground. It's important to get the seed in the ground properly. And that technology continues to improve as well. Doug Wiegand, the Director of Sales for North America at Precision Planting, filled me in recently on their new Cornerstone planting system.
Yeah, so the Cornerstone system, as we call it a system because, you know, a row unit really is not really that the row unit or all the attachments with that is really what is the system that puts seed in the ground. It's really not the bar, it's not the tractor, it's not the hitch. Everything that's happening that impacts the yield is on that system hooked to each row. So from the W plate that attaches to that bar, whatever bar that is or whatever model it is, it really doesn't matter. All the way to that final closing stitch of closing that seed is really the system that we're worried about.
So what are some advantages that the Cornerstone system brings to what's been previously attached to those planter bars?
Yeah, so with the Cornerstone system, our engineers for over a decade have been really comparing row units that are out there existing in different closing wheels and different meters and different downforce systems, all that. So the Cornerstone is really a decade or more worth of research and analysis across all the different planter systems that are out there, and it's designed into one. And so a lot of those flaws that we see in one, whether it be a performance flaw that affects agronomy or the agronomic response, or whether it be a wear, or maybe it's a depth adjustment. So with the Cornerstone system, we've designed an integrated system where all of our products just bolt right on. There's no adapter plates. In addition to that, there's better wear spots, there's better durability, and there's better performance. So for example, if you look at it, you're going to see that it's got trailing gauge wheel arms instead of gauge wheel arms that are pushed. And what we've learned is that by doing that, you actually lessen the row unit ride impact. It's actually a smoother ride by pulling those wheels versus pushing them, and it's better less downforce variability. Both of those variables impact yield. Another thing that we have is stuff like a row unit tilting hopper. So instead of that hopper having to lean forward and lifting it off, a guy can just adjust the latch, tip it back, whether that hopper is full or whether it's empty. It's not a lot of effort for the farmer at that point.
That is really slick. Doug, let's talk about what planter bars this can go on. Do you have a color preference, or is it pretty well ecumenical?
Yeah, it's pretty well across the board. We make it up to the W plate. That you bolt that W plate onto whatever bar or used planter or new planter, whatever it is that you have, and you've turned on to a new system at that point.
Thank you, Doug, for that update. It's incredible to me just how quickly ag technology continues to change.